Let's go into pick some bands for game 2 then and see if they can do anything different this time round. Mighty Storm will be the first pick, so that's going to be a bit of a switch up from game 1. They're going to take away the Hell straight away.
And you know what? They're already switching it up a little bit, and I like it. Because I assume that a Mighty Storm's going to either ban Camazotz or take it with this first pick. But problem is, if you're first picking Camazotz, that's a good god, but it's not that, you know, S-tier, insta-win sort of god. There really aren't those right now in my mind. A lot of people will argue for RTO, but I'm not convinced there quite yet.
I guess by some don't really have a jungle that wants to play Camazotz, and that makes sense.
Sure.
And that actually allows them to ban it. That's the best thing about being first pick, in my opinion, is that secondary ban you've got.
Yep.
It's very flexible.
Very much so. You can just kind of throw it away. You can say, yeah, we don't want to deal with this, but we don't want to pick it either. That's exactly what they did with this Camazotz, and this leaves Skadi open. Already much better. I like where this draft is heading already. Problem is, now Trifecta get 2 priority picks. Thoth, Terra on the board, still here for Aror if he would so choose. Kiki could go for Chulainn again.
Yeah, Chulainn.
There's plenty open.
Will be the Chulainn as well. I don't think Trifecta really need to change much. Just go for the same sort of comp again. I guess obviously they're going to have to switch Camazotz for something. And obviously Mighty Storm switching things up completely here. I like the choice in Batz.
Interesting that it's this early on. Batz not really popular right now among all junglers, but if maybe they thought that Trifecta, they don't want to show Trifecta what else they've got coming.
This feels like
draft.
Comfort now.
Yeah, comfort. And
Full
I'm
comfort.
Totally fine with that. Like I said, it's time to completely scrap whatever Mighty Storm had game planned for game 1 and just go a completely different direction in game 2.
Well, Naja, the list of gods played this weekend is continuing to grow a little bit more now. Naja and Batz will get picked up into the counterban phase. Chronos take it away again. He seems to be quite high on the ban list, just like not high enough for insta-ban, but on that list.
And not high enough to be picked if they aren't banned with that instant ban. Chronos is a god that, you know, it's your kind of safety, like, maybe if the game goes 48 minutes, I get a ton of free power and I'm Chronos late game, that's really good. So Trifecta's like, yeah, just in case, we'll throw it out. Not one of those top tier gods necessarily in all situations, but especially with this draft that a Mighty Storm has gone for so far. Also keep in mind that Wolp played a lot of Chronos during relegations. You got to make him prove that he's got something else in that god pool.
Well, Hoyi and Kepri taken away by Mighty Storm, so they're forcing Trifecta to mix it up. And they will do so with Sylvanus into the mix. This is a great weekend.
Man, what
just
do you think? What do you think our total gods?
Yeah,
our total gods played out of the entire cast.
Well, there's Ganesha. That's going to add even more now.
Probably going to be pretty high. Ganesh.
That's the first Ganesh we've seen this weekend too.
Yeah, Ganesh pretty good here. I mean, I'm a little bit worried about how it's going to be able to handle the Sylvanus and the Naja, but can silence out the Naja right after that Artillery Sash onto someone else to prevent that auto-ult combination off of that guaranteed stun. So that could work out really well, but a little bit worried about Ganesh just kind of being caught out of position by this very burst-heavy team from Trifecta.
Cernunnos this time around for Snoopy, and Trifecta's lineup is complete. Had to make a lot of changes here, but Thoth and Chulainn, still the same 2 from previous game. Mighty Storm, completely different picks for the whole squad.
Except for Wolp in that mid lane, who's on the Soul again. And, you know, that's a little bit concerning to me. I don't think that the Soul really did a lot, but also didn't get a chance to do a lot in game number 1. So maybe this time, if the early game doesn't go quite as poorly for a Mighty Storm, and how could it? I mean, that's about as bad as it could possibly go.
Did Kiki get Hand of the Gods last game? I don't remember looking at it because we were so focused on the action.
He had so many kills, I don't know.
But there's a Hand of the Gods for Kiki here, so that's a very interesting strategy. We've seen it before with warriors potentially going aggressive in the early game at level 1, looking for invaders and steals potential. Could that be the case here, or is it just to get more domination in the early stages?
I mean, it can be both. It also provides a stun for you in the late game when you upgrade it for that 500 gold. Not a lot of stuns on the side of Trifecta, so just there as an extra sort of bonus come late game, but a little bit surprised it's not a Shell. Shell seems to be the predominant solo lane relic right now. That's what Uzzy has, just giving yourself that extra little shield in case of emergency when you're about to get soloed in that lane or when you get ganked. And then just such an excellent teamfight relic whenever you start to rotate into the fights.
Well, the good news is, because Uzzy just used the money stick, he is ahead in damage, which is the first time, well, second time now, after the second money stick goes out, that Mighty Storm have been in the lead, at least for a moment.
No, Uzzy won lane last game.
Good point. But he was still technically behind as a team. 3 in a row! Look at this invade, though. You can see Kiki was looking for a potential steal on the speed here with the Hand of the Gods available to him. He's going to go in for the steal and force a potential reset here, and he will force the reset out of Plazma in the jungle. That's going to put him behind 2. Cynosure cleared the wave out, and with Trifecta pressure in mid with Thoth and Sylvanus, free speed, and Cynosure just 2v1'd.
Plazma must have just walked in right next to Uzzy, and they both got ring bounced with no minions around, and you just can't do that against Naja. You just can't walk next to your teammate.
Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Sash, no body block available. Ring bounce won't go off, but he's chipping away at Uzzy's health bar again, and Uzzy's going to have to sit here and hold the L again in the laning phase, and even though he's playing some Wukong, he's just not had a chance to do anything.
And Uzzy's blue probably as good as gone in this scenario. Kiki and Cyno actually going to go and farm up the fire elementals instead, but then they're probably going to head towards that blue. Love what Trifecta's doing, though. Kiki is kind of acting as the pseudo-jungler for the first spawn of buffs right away because he's the warrior. He's going to be able to fight really well. Cyno's been the one making sure he gets that lane farm instead. Snoopy almost stole that second one, but didn't quite get a chance. Snoopy's pushing up 1v3 because here comes the cavalry.
Round the corner comes Hurriwind. Stun on Plazma is going to force him to leap over the wall. Akillathehun, who is playing Skadi. Not the greatest situation to be in here. Did force the beads out of the root from Aror. Minion wave coming in to support, but the ranged autos are good. Hurriwind just slightly off the mark with some of this damage. The stun is good. The pull is even better. Hurriwind gets the kill, but reinforcements have arrived, but they're only level 2.
Snoopy's in a lot of trouble, though. Lots of damage onto him. Beads comes out, and the heal. A Mighty Storm still without a kill in this one. Hurriwind doesn't have any mana for the Hieroglyphic Assault, but Auror's got those autos.
And now it's Vivian running away too. No sign of Wolp rotating around towards this fight whatsoever. 3 kills the way of Trifecta early, and it started all over again. It's just I'm having deja vu of game 1.
Yeah, where is Wolp? He didn't rotate in from mid at all, and that honestly is probably the better decision in the long term because he's able to continue to farm, and someone on a Mighty Storm is going to need it. But if your team's going to continue to try and fight and turn that fight, then Wolp's got to be there. If Wolp's not there, which he wasn't, then a Mighty Storm can't engage. Snoopy gets out with 1 HP, yes, but you're going to be losing Plazma for that, and even with the kill onto Snoopy, that's a lot of time you're spending not farming, which you really can't do when you're already this far behind.
For me, they had 3 of them doing the oracles, watching Snoopy poke them down. They could have engaged 3v1 there, chose not to. I guess a little bit worried about a rotation coming out, but taking so long to do those oracles meant that poke from Snoopy ended up being more disastrous because the rotation did end up coming through anyway.
It's just not going well for a Mighty Storm right now. I mean, I don't know what else you can really say about it. As Plazma again falls in the mid lane. He's already 0-3, and it's 3 minutes in.
Feels a little bit of tilt there, especially after the first blood going down the right-hand side. It's just not worked out, and especially with Snoopy escaping too a second ago in the duo lane, I can completely understand getting a little bit tilted in this situation.
Yeah, you're going to get tilted, but at the same time, you can't really afford to just throw your life away in these sorts of games. I mean, you got to find a way to keep at least a semi-even keel. Yeah, you can't. I mean, I'm not saying you're going to be yelling, a bunch of go team, we can get him. It's okay. I'm 0-3 at 3 minutes. It's totally fine.
That's Uzzy's job, right?
That is Uzzy's job. Well, he's just going to giggle and be like, yeah, well, it happened. But you got to just continue to try and farm safely. You cannot afford to take another death there because, look, Plazma was already probably out of this game at 0-2, sitting that far behind Cynosure. Plazma is now completely out of this game.
Still level 4, not even got his ultimate online yet.
3.5 levels down.
That's one benefit of playing Batz that you do have, is that your ultimate is always relevant. But the bad news is you can't do anything. Snoopy's going to solo.
They got a kill.
I think Snoopy picks up kill of the Honda.
We got a Mighty Storm got a kill.
And Snoopy died. Plazma gets the kill.
They did it.
1 out of 2 games.
We're back in it, boys. Let's go.
Went to Plazma too, which will help him out a little bit. But as you just pointed me on the screen, look at the experience difference between the 2 junglers.
Yeah, it's like 250 experience a minute. That's a big difference. That's a big difference. And honestly, it was over 300 experience a minute before that kill for Plazma. Like I was saying before, if Plazma dies at level 2 to kill Snoopy, not worth it. If Plazma would have died there to kill Snoopy, it would have been worth it because now Snoopy was worth a lot of golden experience because he had such a big golden experience lead. So this time around, Plazma, that does help him get back into the game, already normalizing that XP difference by quite a bit just off that 1 kill.
Hurriwind is so aggressive right now. I just see him dashing consistently to get his stun charge to be able to look for additional poke consistently on this combination of the mid and support. Like, he's happy to do so.
And he knows there's not a lot of damage coming out of Wolp right now. Soul in the early game can clear pretty safely, but the thing that she does so well is poke damage and burst damage come late game. doesn't really have it in the early stages. So Hurriwind knows that he's not in any real danger, even if he dashes aggressively. And even if it looks like he's being aggressive with no real reason to, he always knows where Plazma is. He's never going to be dashing aggressively without some sort of call out from his squad or spotting that jungler on a ward, because he can take the 2v1 okay right now, but the 3v1 would be too much even for Hurriwind's lead.
Well, Akillathehun's the closest to being even as it stands at the moment. You can see that he's just a little bit behind in terms of gold with a full minion wave there. Ring toss from Cynosure didn't connect that he would have hoped to, because he could have triple bounced down to all three of them, which could have helped some more damage, but Trifecta clearly just playing as far up as he can. Look how deep some of these wards are they've got too, just for extra vision for potential picks.
Even the enemy back harpies on the right side are warded. You know Cyno's going to be looking for those. Love Trifecta leaving that last minion alive to guarantee that ring bounce this time for Cynosure. Just safe, free poke, and it's not only poke on the enemy squad, but it boosts Cynosure's movement speed by hitting that ring bounce. So now he's going to be able to rotate into the enemy jungle even faster.
The trap has been set. Wolp's going to be the first one around the corner. A nice little silence from Vivian there just to deny it, but it's all about giving them an opportunity to get to this red buff. Hog is available, and Hog is used by KikiSoCheeky there, so Cynosure will get it for free and also pick up the back harpies once more.
Nice Hog by Kiki, just making sure that that's safe. Cyno in the 3v1, now's the time where he could fall, but again, where's the ultimate from Wolp?
Plazma's going to kill Snoopy, though, on this left-hand side. Big plays from Mighty Som on the duo side here, but Hurriwind's now turned up to try and turn this around. No stun available, but Aror's giving chase with this sprint, looking to try and root in place. He'll knock up, and there's the ult from Hurriwind too. Good combination from the newly joined support and mid laner, showing they're getting some synergy early on.
Aror's communication always on point in that support role, telling Hurriwind, don't worry about it, I can just knock him up and you get the free ultimate. Unfortunately there for Akillathehun, he uses the purification beads when he was already completely dead to rights. Beads don't help you when you're floating up in the sky. Now he's got to worry about Snoopy playing aggressive, knowing that he doesn't have those beads.
Uzzy on the right-hand side did manage to defend his blue buff there. It annoyed Kiki enough that he put his speedos on, but he'll be fine for the time being. 6-2 in scoreline now. Gold lead is only about 2,000-ish.
Is that what you do when you get annoyed? Put a speedo on?
Well, that's what Chulainn does.
Yeah, but I was just trying to make everyone think of you wearing a speedo.
I mean, on certain days of the week I will, just not our days. You don't see me below the waist, remember that.
That's true.
Remember that. There's been proof of that. We've done a community contrast to prove how we wear it.
There's a reason that we don't do the behind the scenes of the casters whenever we're casting here.
Very, very wise indeed.
Have you seen Toli's outfit some days? Below the waist?
Yes.
Scary stuff.
Scary, scary. Colourful stuff.
Yes.
Is what I will say. I like what Akillathehun's doing on the left-hand side. He's trying to lane freeze as much as possible. And look at these two. Little sneaky gentlemen on that left-hand side trying to set a trap. But the trap's not working because Akillathehun's like, you know what? No. I'm going to watch these minions slowly die. They get impatient first. Akillathehun didn't even get a chance to see it coming still. There's the pig. And there's death.
Love what Snoopy does there. Doesn't dash directly into him, but instead cuts off his escape. Snoopy, his escape gets cut off by that Fear No Evil. Wolp's going to be able to pick that one up. Aror falls to about half HP, but with Cyno and Hurriwind here, Trifecta already going to find one. Cyno with that ring bounce, and then off the stun, he's going to be able to find Vivian up in the sky. Double kill for Cyno.
Just look into the map, because I don't want to see this fight. It hurts. That's why I like what the cameraman chose to do there too. Tier 1 on the left will now probably fall down here as well with 3 members here. Wolp still has his ultimate available, but doesn't want to get too close, because if he does, the ring toss comes in. He's been forced to beads early on. No ultimate available for Cynosure here. Tier 1, it still stands, though, just about. Quick
beads there by Wolp, and he needed it, because Cyno was coming off that stun. He was looking to chase down that mid laner. Good reaction time by Wolp, saves his life.
Plazma's going to meet Cynosure in the jungle there. Cynosure did clear out the back harpies once more, making sure Plazma has even less to farm. He will retire to the right-hand side, though. His speed buff is due up soon. Has an opportunity to potentially get this one now as it just spawns, but Cynosure knows his secondary speed buff is available.
But Plazma got it, so at least he got one victory for the jungler. He's got 2 kills now, an assist as well. Still 3 levels down, though. I mean, Cynosure's level 11. He's the highest in the game, tied with Kiki. He's the top of the net worth charts. We already talked so much about the potential that Cynosure has during game number 1 whenever he was farming people with that Camazotz, but again, in game number 2, Naja has been a god that Cynosure has had in that god pool for a long time. A comfort pick for him, even on the console. Played against it a number of times. It's really, really good.
Kiki doing a very good job in this right-hand side solo lane as it stands with just keeping the pressure onto Uzzy. Obviously, the start really helps him out, but now level 12 means he's got that secondary relic. As Snoopy and Hurriwind will take on 3. Rotation coming in from Aror, but Snoopy's on the run from Koldir. Koldir's finally dead for the time being as Hurriwind will annihilate Plazma as he was looking to go in for the kill. Cynosure will pick up 1 with a sash and then the ultimate onto a different target. Round the corner comes Wolp, meets 3. Snoopy's going to go straight in there, and Wolp going to try and use the Disapparate to get away and clean up Hurriwind. Bad news bears, Hurriwind will get away, and Wolp will fall down as well. A triple kill for Cynosure.
If you want a quick video on how to play Naja at a really, really high level, please watch a Mighty Storm versus Trifecta Fall Split, game number 2, week 1. And watch what Cynosure does, because it is just perfect. He throws the ring bounce, finishes off the low health member with the auto attack, and while it still is still applied to the other player, hits him with the Windfire wheels. Perfect execution there by Cynosure. And Plazma actually got interrupted in the middle of the overhand smash that may have killed Snoopy with a perfectly timed Wild Hunt. Trifecta is just looking as clean as you can basically look. They died 3 times this game, so maybe not as clean as game 1, but just the little plays that they're making, and they're not letting up. I mean, after you dominate a team like they did in game number 1, and then you got off to another dominant start, how many teams have we see let off the gas? They start taking it a little bit less seriously.
Too overconfident. That's
not
the issue.
Trifecta. They are keeping it tight to the vest. They're still making the little smart plays that got them this lead in the first place, and that's impressive.
And the biggest issue is that I'm excited for NA now because they are seen as potentially the best team in North America right now. The ones that everyone's going to be competing against, the likes of Space Station with the roster changes over there, the likes of the other up-and-coming potential teams like the eUnited, like the ALGs and the such. Even the Gatekeepers are being considered as potentially a mid-table tier as well. Trifecta is seen as the best right now. Can they keep it through the long run? This is the bottom of the SPL they're against, though. This is likely the bottom end of the SPL, so not surprised in the fact that they're going to win both these games here by the looks of it, but it's still looking dominant.
You're not surprised, but it's still hard to not to be impressed by the way that they're doing it. That's what's been really fun to watch for me, and I agree with you. As I said, I think Trifecta the favorite in NA right now. LG right there with them. Space Station, those are probably the top 3 in my mind. The top 3 who went to DreamHack Valencia as well. So these are the 3 squads that to keep an eye on here in week 1. LG, I believe they're up next up against Noble. Can't wait to see how they do with their new solo laner Aquarius. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Well, Paul Demon started up again around the same time we saw it last time too. With that hog as well, Kiki can easily secure it. He's also picked up Thorns to go alongside that. And finally, Uzzy is now level 12, so he's the first member of his team to have a secondary relic. That's how dangerous this game is now.
That's scary. And Auror's only 1 level off. He's right there in terms of getting what's likely to be a blink. And look at how quickly Akillathehun and Plazma start to run away. They saw Cynosure coming on that ward by Purple Buff and got way out of there. They're still going.
But look at everybody on the map. Look at where Mighty Storm are. Outside of Uzzy, everyone's like, get behind the tier 1 towers. We don't know where they are. We don't have much ward vision. And Trifecta are like sharks right now. They're the school of sharks that are just trying to swim around and pick off kills the whole time.
And again, Akillathehun. I don't think they knew. Snoopy's here, but I don't think they know that Cyno's lurking.
And Cyno's going to come around with the blink, get the sash onto Aquila. Beats from Aquila will keep him alive, but the ring toss from Plazma put him in range. Good news is he's still going to live thanks to the help of Koldir to take a ring bounce there, but Snoopy will still clean up Akillathehun. Another death, and now the tier 1 will fall.
Good beads there by Akillathehun, but still doesn't end up mattering. Cyno, I love the second hesitation off the blink because so many players will just beat as soon as they hear the blink. Instead, he waits for that to go off just in case. Ends up still finding the purification beads and the kill onto Akillathehun. But again, really good patience from Cynosure. I also love what Aror does there. Waits until Cyno starts to engage, then he starts to move up. First thing he does, pop that heal, because Cyno was already underneath the tower after the Fear No Evil.
Look how quick these guys just grouped up in mid. They realized that he swung Wolp to the left-hand side to help support potentially with that pressure. And instead, they then pressure mid straight after and get a tier 1 there too. Cynosure going to pick up the free farm on the right-hand side now as Kiki returns to base. Cynosure now level 15, matching that of KikiSoCheeky.
6-0-3. Still on top of the net worth. This guy's been dominant in this series, no doubt. Kiki actually pretty quiet in game number 2 against the Sun Wukong. A lot less opportunity for ganks. Very, very safe in that solo lane. A big reason why he's so popular right now. So Uzzy's escaped with a clean KDA thus far. But once Trifecta starts to group and Uzzy needs to group as a result, probably not going to stay that way for long.
Gold Fury down for another 58 seconds. Right now, we'll probably see Trifecta start to group for that again. Mighty Storm just trying to hold on as long as possible. But Skadi in the dual lane has been abused. He is a substitute, though. We mentioned that. Obviously, they don't have the full roster with Ghost not being available for this set. But going forward, they're still going to have to make improvements elsewhere because I don't think it's just down to the dual lane at all.
No, certainly not. I mean,
it may look that way, but it's not.
It truly, everywhere has really struggled. As I mentioned, Kiki hasn't been able to dominate Uzzy quite as much in that solo lane thus far, but he's still up 2 levels.
Yeah.
Still can't really do much there for Uzzy. Everywhere has struggled for Mighty Storm in this game. And as you mentioned, this is a top-seeded SPL team against probably the bottom-seeded SPL team. There's going to be a gap in terms of skill, but it's still been pretty scary stuff to watch what Trifecta's done in this one.
Now, this is only the first set as we hear the Fear No Evil going up from Plazma on the backside there, looking to pressure onto Cynosure, who's taken somebody to the sky. The ultimate has already gone down, but Akillathehun will be cleaned up by Aror and the Wisps of Doom. Kiki will clean up Wolp too. Plazma's going to back to base, and Uzzy and Vivian go, well, the damage dealers are gone, so I'm getting out. But Uzzy's not being allowed to get out whatsoever. Uzzy's in trouble, and Uzzy's dead.
Snoopy wasn't even there.
Nope.
Snoopy was auto-attacking a wave in the dual lane. Oh, guys, you just 4v5'd and got 3 kills? Cool, I'll be on Gold Fury. Have fun.
Now, obviously, this is the first set of the SPL over in North America. We've still got 3 more sets today. Probably, more than likely, longer ones. And on top of that, a lot more competitive too. So don't be too surprised by this first set of the day. Obviously, you're going to get a situation like this sometimes in the Pro League. It's a shame it's the opening game.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a struggle thus far for a Mighty Storm. But I choose to look at it the other way around. I choose to look at the way that Trifecta's playing and say, this is impressive stuff. Look at the way they're working together with Aror 4-0 and 7. There hasn't been any sort of miscommunications or miscues between Aror and any of his damage dealers. No pulls out of, Thoth ults or anything crazy like that. Synergy seems to be pretty good for them thus far. In fairness, it's pretty easy to look good, even with new teammates, whenever you're dominating this hard. But you don't dominate this hard unless you've already had good communication and good practice. And Trifecta certainly looking like they've done that in preparation for the fall split.
Well, rest of the day, we've got some interesting matches coming up for you as well after this one. LG versus Noble should be a very interesting set to see how good Noble will be. And LG with their new solo laner now, Aquarius, as we watch Plazma removed from the map. Following that, it's ALG versus Gatekeepers. Gatekeepers newly promoted alongside Mighty Storm. Did look very dangerous. We'll see how they do. And last but not least at all, Space Station Gaming versus eUnited. We get to see this Space Station Gaming roster with Zapman and Andy on the same team for the first time in their careers.
And Scary joining that roster as well. And that team could be terrifying with those 5 players.
I thought you'd make it a terror pun more than anything else. I know Wolp's in trouble here as Kiki's just going to dash through looking for the cleanup, but nice little stunt route, I should say, from Akillathehun to help him out there for a second. But Vivian's going to die for his indiscretions of keeping his mid laner alive, but that's generally what supports have to do sometimes.
Wolp survived, and that's what matters in Vivian's mind.
Poor Demon won't survive, though.
No, not with Snoopy already starting to work on that crit with the Wind Demon. Cynosure is critting away with that Naja passive. Fire Giant goes down here without any sort of contest from a Mighty Storm, but it stood a little bit longer than it did in game number 1.
And now the grouping on the right-hand side begins. With the Tier 2 tower being down on the left-hand side, this should be a nice, easy one. You can see how strong Trifecta are feeling right now. They're backdooring this Tier 2 tower. No minions with them just yet. Aror's happy to tank this up. Obviously, playing Sylvanus, you do get the Wisp to sustain as well as the Fire Giant buff.
Sustain and that extra physical protection whenever you pop the Wisps. And Aror, because of the lead that Trifecta was able to get early on, went for Lotus Crown right after that Swift Wing. So that's even more physical protection that he has and the rest of the team has whenever he starts to use that Wisp.
Fear No Evil from Plazma going to get ignored by Cynosure thanks to the Sash. Crits come through and just the basic damage. They weren't even crits. That was just base damage that came through. 1 crit, 2 autos. But that's what you get when you're pretty much full build as a Naja at less than 20 in.
That's a lot of power from that Mass Immune in that 4th or 5th item slot. I should say 6th in total if you don't count the Bumba's Mask and the Bluestone. Cyno's doing damage right now. I mean, he's 7-0 and 7.
Kiki, stop it. Someone will call Pater if you carry this on. You can't keep putting pressure onto an elephant like this. He's just cruel. They're an endangered species, man. Come on, let him away. No, don't chase him down more. He's going to go in against 3 now. He's forcing all the ultimates, but Kiki's doing work for his team. Why? Because they're taking a Phoenix in mid.
It's already gone, and now he can just come back right into the heels from Aror. Kiki, you wouldn't even know it by his health, but that he just went into the Titan room. No real issues for him there.
Well, with that Phoenix being down, everyone just swings to the left-hand side, and rinse repeat will be the plan from Trifecta. Mighty Storm just trying to see how long they can survive, it feels like to me, with how these games are going. They don't have the front line right now to be able to go in and go aggressive. Uzzy's going to try and cause an issue, but against a level 19 Cynosure, that's a warrior that just lost a third in one session auto.
Just can't try and fight Cynosure. If you're anyone, even if you're everyone on a Mighty Storm, I'm not sure you can try and fight Cynosure right now. He's that far ahead. Hurriwind with a really nice ult onto Wolp forces him back, almost finish him off from 80% HP.
Kiki goes back towards the mid lane for a second, draws Uzzy towards him, and now Cynosure looking very aggressive there. The ring toss is keeping out for the blinks because he's got that blink in his inventory, and I don't think he'd be scared to try and blink to the back line here.
No, but doesn't have the final judgment follow-up this time with Hurriwind using it on the left-hand side. That being said, do they really need it? Probably not. Cynosure can almost certainly bring someone from 60% to dead with that ultimate right now.
5 minions starting to pour down mid and the left-hand side too, which means Trifecta have an easy time of sieging this up. His members of Mighty Storm have to defend against those 5 minions too. They're taking the sweet time about it though, because they're a little bit worried about an all-in, which I wouldn't be too concerned about, but generally it's down to waiting for minions.
Waiting for minions to put pressure on the Titan, exactly what Trifecta's waiting for. Now Kiki's going to go in, find 2 with that knockup. Akillathehun gets pulled back in by Aror, and even with the Fear No Evil, there's just no damage going to Trifecta right now.
Vivian's going to fall down as well. The elephant becomes a pig and then becomes toast. Titan under attack, 22 kills. It could end up 23, knowing how Trifecta play and how these guys like to end, but nope, it will not be. 22 minutes in the game, 22 kills. That's twice in a row now, though. They ended with the same amount of kills as minutes in the game.
But at least a Mighty Storm got 3 kills.
It's an upgrade.
They did it.
It was basically game 1, they got a tower. Game 2, they got 3 kills.
I think I'd rather have the kills.
Okay.
I think, but I'm not sure.
So that's the first set of the day. Trifecta will go top of the leaderboard for the time being. Only 1 set played, so they're right at the top. However, we've still got 3 more sets to go. The next up is going to be LG versus Noble. Where's your money?
LG. I'm excited to see how they do with Aquarius, but I really, 2-0. I think with Noble losing MLC Stealth, they've got to put someone else in that mid lane. Mid is a really hard position to try and just step in and do well in. Plus, I mean, it's LG. That's a really strong squad.
Well, let's find out how that one works out after this short break.
No words to say. Time flies by on my mind. I'm cutting down the wires. Feeling kinda tired. I think I lost myself. I think I lost it all. I'm cutting down the wires. I'm feeling kinda tired. I think I lost myself. I think I lost it all. You know I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about you. Lost my way. No words to say. Time flies by on my mind. I'm cutting down the wires. Feeling kinda tired. I think I lost myself. I think I lost it all.